Hi everybody, Maneesh Konkar here and I welcome you into this introduction video of our awesome course Trade Marketing and Distributor Management. This is the third in the series of FMCG courses that we have on our site. So this supports the previous two courses, which is short free FMCG, prepare for FMCG careers, that course, after which we got you into the FMCG marketing bootcamp. All right. Now, here's the idea. A quick background about me. I joined ITC after campus. Campus was IIM Bangalore. I passed out in 1995, and I had some of the finest distribution training that anybody could get. The way ITC manages its distribution infrastructure in India is just mind blowing. So, what we've done, okay, what now the point is like this, okay. In the first year after you join as a management trainee, you go through training where you are exposed to how does a distributor salesman work, then after that how does a distributor work, then how does a sales executive work, and how does therefore an area manager or a manager under training, how does that guy work. Now if you are from a tier 2 college or below, you will join at a sales executive level. If you are at a tier 1 institute, you will join as a management trainee and get confirmed as an area manager. This program is one of the critical things that will help you do your role as an area manager in the company. And what we talk about is that yeah, as an area sales manager, you are handling a team of some 6 to 8 sales executives. These SEs, TSIs in different nomenclature. These territory sales in charges or sales executives or area sales executives, they handle distributors. So about 4 to 6 distributors each SE handles, and each distributor has 5 to 10 salespeople. So your indirect team is pretty large. Okay. Now this is therefore this whole management aspect that we talk about in this course. So broadly, what are the topics that we cover? The first point is understanding what is trade marketing. Now, how is trade marketing? Trade marketing is different from consumer marketing. All right. Now, let me just show you, therefore, how do we start off with. So first point that we cover is how exactly is your marketing career going to progress in a channel environment. And this is true not just of FMCG, not just of HUL or ITC or Dabur or Marico. It's also true for Asian Paints. It's also true for Kajaria, Grasim Cement, any channel environment, and you are likely to experience this. So that's the first piece. We look at the marketing career. Then we look at how exactly does one measure distribution effectiveness. You are responsible as an area sales manager. You are responsible for the distribution of your company's products in your designated area. You handle all the products of the company in a particular area. How is that different from a consumer marketing role? The consumer marketing role, you're handling a narrow group of products for the entire country. Your geographical area is bigger. Here, as an area sales manager, say Mumbai, you are handling all the company's products in a smaller geographical area. One of the key parameters to measure performance is numeric distribution and weighted distribution. That's the first piece that we look at. If you understand ND and WD, you are in the top, you are ready for a role in the top 10 FMCG companies in India. Very few people, very few managers outside of the top 10 understand these concepts, right? So how does one go about doing territory coverage using numeric distribution and weighted distribution? We've got an awesome case study on delicious foods over there. There's a detailed case explanation. And then based on the NDWD data, we decide manpower. So if you are given a territory and let's say you're an area manager, then you have to hire salespeople. How do you decide how many salespeople do I need? There may be 8,000 outlets. They are of A, B, C classification. You want to cover A, let's say twice a week. You want to cover B weekly. You may cover C once in 15 days. This visit frequency sets the manpower planning requirement. Okay. So this leads into our next module, which is what exactly is your role as an FMCG manager. And then we got a couple of other case studies for you to go into this. The second point that we're talking about is why would a distributor work for you? There is a difference in the way the distributor looks at money to the way you and I as salaried employees look at money. As salaried employees, what do we look at? We look at how much money hits our bank account at the end of the month. Okay? At the end of the year, there are some bonus components and all. There's some perks that the organization gives you. All this is the way we look at money. The distributor is not only earning a gross margin, from there he has expenses and he earns a net margin, but he also does an investment. So if you had X lakhs available with you, what are the choices available to you? You can put it in an FD. You can put it in the stock market, but the stock market carries risk. You can put it in cryptocurrency. Yes. You can put it in Kingfisher Airlines. You can put it in TCS. Right? There are different options available to you. How do you look at return on investment? So we look at a very, very detailed case study on how to analyze ROI of a distributor. We look at how to improve that ROI. The distributors will talk about कि पैसा घूमना चाहिए, okay, money must rotate. What exactly is rotation? So that's the point that we will cover in detail. We will also look at market pricing. Why do you have a situation that you run buy 10 get 1 free in Patna or in Indore, and the next day the stock is either in Delhi or in Mumbai? Why does that happen? How it does market pricing work? So that's the point that we are going to talk about. We're going to look at ROI in detail. We're going to look at how do you decide how many distributors are required in a particular market. Okay? Is there a science to it? PNG did some awesome research on this in their GoldenEye project, which they ran a few years back, and we look into how that whole piece worked out. Okay. As an area manager, you are responsible for tapping into market potential. So we look at how to estimate market potential. That's the next module. You will be required to hire new channel partners. How do you go about hiring new distributors? How do you grow a territory with channel partners? By doing something called a joint business planning. That's the next piece that we'll talk about. All right. After that, we look at how exactly does one do trade marketing? What is the difference between trade marketing and consumer marketing? Well, the company sells to a distributor. The distributor sells to the trader. The trade consists of retailers and wholesalers. From the trade, you and I, as consumers, buy the product. Head office does consumer marketing, which means head office talks to you as a buyer of the product. So the advertising that you see on IPL is consumer marketing, right? But there is an element of trade marketing, right? If I've got 22,000 retail outlets in Mumbai, the top 1,000 outlets will account for about 50 to 60% of sales. I want to capture those 1,000 outlets. I want to own them. Not own in a ownership sense, but own in terms of their loyalty towards me. How do I run trade marketing? How do I run merchandising schemes? How do I run offers for these people? How do I capture the business that these top people have on offer? That's what is trade marketing. All right. Very, very powerful program. After you complete the course, do write into us and we issue a certificate to you. There's no automatic generation of certificate and we trust you completely. Again, please don't do courses to collect certificates, because the more certificates you present to us on the interview panel, the more questions we are going to ask you. And if you show that you have a certificate but you don't have the corresponding knowledge, it's actually going to backfire very badly, right? So we urge you to go through the program sincerely. And yeah, it's an awesome program. It culminates a lot of the corporate training work we have done with almost about more than 10 FMCG companies in the last 20 years. We worked with HUL, ITC, Godrej Consumer Products, Godrej Saroli, Godrej Tyson, Hershey's, VLCC, L'Oreal, Cargill Foods. We've run multi-year academies with many of these companies and done a lot of work on the people development side over here. This program represents a lot of those case studies that we've already created. All right. So thank you. This is Maneesh Konkar. I wish you all the best and I will see you on the other side.